Master of None, and this is the Perseid Meteor Shower video. And there's our first and maybe our best shot of a meteor that I got over 3 nights of recording here. I learned a lot filming this, a lot of how to record the night sky. I struggled with focus the entire time. Evidently you're supposed to either focus on the moon and then turn towards the stars. Well, the moon was never out while I was shooting this. I was never up late enough to focus on the moon. Otherwise, people a lot of times focus. Oh, and there comes one from the upper left going across, and we got that in 2 shots. There we are down in the center of the frame. I ended up by night 3 focusing on a light that was a long ways away and then turning towards the stars, but you'll see throughout this that I have trouble with focus. Settings for the camera, obviously a long exposure. I set it basically as long as my camera would go, somewhere in the ballpark of 15 seconds, with an ISO of 4000 and a light temperature of 4000 Kelvin. So another thing is, as the camera sat out, after midnight, around midnight on the first 2 nights, the temperature would drop below the dew point, so everything would start to get condensation on the camera. And there's one at the top left of the screen. Everything would start to get condensation on the camera, and eventually I'd just bring it in because of the condensation. So here on night 2, this is the night that I really struggled the most with focus. I was also trying to aim the camera a little lower in the sky to get a little perspective with some trees in it, and well, that gets you less sky that you're seeing, and I think less meteors doing that. Maybe a little bit nicer shot if you happen to get anything, but I didn't get a whole lot of luck here on night 2. Again, a lot of struggle with focus on night 2. I'd actually take a series of shots, bring the camera in, take a look at them on the computer, because it's hard to see on the screen where your focus is at, and then go back outside and take another chunk of shots, and just a struggle the entire night. Better towards the end, but that was after just a ton of trial and error, and all that trial and error took time, and just a little bit of adjustment on the focus, on the manual focus, because you can't use autofocus on these shots. Just a little bit of adjustment would make a big difference, and the whole thing was just a fight. So most of night 2 was just a waste. That shot was really good, but you're trying to capture a meteor, so these shots are not too exciting. Here on night 3, it was really nice with these clouds that rolled through. They just look like blackness in the sky when you're looking up at them, but when you take these long exposure shots, the clouds just light up. And I think this was cooler than any of the meteor shots we got throughout the 3 nights of shooting this. I also moved the camera around a lot to avoid the clouds over the course of the night, so you'll see that there's where we moved it right there, looking for open spots of the sky to film. I set the camera up on continuous, and it would shoot for 10 consecutive pictures each time we set it to shoot. So the clouds were really moving through slowly because each individual shot took, like 15 seconds, and it would take 10 of them in a row. So you can see the clouds just slowly move through, and it was made for a good shot of the night sky. We should see our next meteor come up pretty close here. All this late night shooting, it was actually a relief when we had our cloudy nights in between night 2 and 3. Just to get a chance to catch up on some sleep. It's actually kind of funny that with all these shots, it seems like we should have got more shots of meteors, but I don't know if it was due to not really knowing what we were doing when we started. Oh, here comes one through right down the center of the frame, through 2 shots there of it. As it passes through, actually it looks like it's in the 3rd shot. Another thing on night 3, it seemed like the stars lost a little bit of intensity as the night went through. I don't know. I'm not an expert at, well, anything, but let alone taking pictures of the night sky, but it definitely seemed like they got more dim as the night progressed. There was one right there. Just for a second, if you were paying attention, there was one right down the middle. This is Mars, actually, in the frame there, and you can see my house and the neighbor's house. And that was it. This has been Master of None. This was the Perseid Meteor Shower. And thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.